Hello, good afternoon. For this video, we will be talking about contemporary realistic fiction and other stuffs. So let's proceed. So, what is contemporary realistic fiction? According to Matalesta 2018, these are stories that might happen in a real setting with real actors and real actresses. So, the plot or the flow of the story might be applicable to us or to the current situation of the world. Next. So the very best example of contemporary realistic fiction is The Fault in Our Stars. So some of you may have watched this movie, and I also have watched this movie. John Green is a very good author. I have that book of him entitled The Fault of Our Stars, and I also have read already The Abundance of Catherines and The French Kiss, and it's very good. He's a very good author. And if you want to know about him, let's talk about him. So that is John Michael Green, his full name. He is an American author. He was born on the 24th of August 1977, and his books have been published for more than 55 languages and over 24 million copies that were released. So with that outstanding work that he have done, well, I could recommend him. I could recommend him his stories, his movies, because it's very good. It's worth to read and it's worth to watch. Now, so The Fault in Our Stars. Let's proceed to its characters. So I'm sorry for an error sound because our neighbor is doing something. So yeah, let's just focus on my presentation. So the characters. The first character, or one of the main characters, is Hazel Grace Lancaster. Well, she's a boy. Ironically speaking, she's a girl rather. She's a girl, but with a short hair. But then she's very pretty. She is the narrator of the story. She's a protagonist, a 16-year-old girl who was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So yeah, despite of that, she is still a happy teenager. So next, let's proceed to Augustus Gus Waters. So he is also a main character. He is a 16-year-old guy diagnosed with osteosarcoma, and he is wearing an artificial leg. Yes, if you have seen the movie, or if you want to watch the movie, he's wearing artificial leg. Yeah. So that is Augustus Gus Waters. So now let's proceed to the summary. So I will tell you the summary of the story so that it will give you interest to watch or to read the book or to view the movie. So let me read it. Hazel has been living for many years with cancer. It was first diagnosed as thyroid cancer, but it spread through her lungs, and she needs to carry an oxygen tank whenever she goes. Hazel attends to a support group. Then he met Augustus. The conversation every day deepened as well as emotions. Hazel introduced her favorite book and decided to go to Amsterdam to meet the author and ask for what happened next. Because of the wish, they finally went to Amsterdam. Sadly, the author was drunk in their way home. Augustus revealed that his cancer came back and worsened, that it sentenced him to death. The author of the book went to the funeral and apologizes to Hazel. Then there, he told her that the book or the story was about his daughter who is also fighting against cancer. Hazel gradually coped up with herself. Hazel was comforted by her family and friends for her longing. So, yeah, the story was very painful yet very emotional because it conveys very heavy feeling. And I highly recommend this movie. I hope you watched it. I hope you can read or watch it. So next, the Fault of Our Stars theme. Well, the theme of the movie or the book includes friendship, love triumphs hardship, writing and literature, courage and bravery, and most especially family. The style. The style is in a form of narrative writing. So, according to Hoffman, it's a type of writing that definitely tells a story. So, in the movie, as I told you, Hazel Grace is the one who narrates the story. So, the approach is in narrative writing. Next. So, the genre, the Fault in Our Stars genre includes romance, as Hazel Grace and Augustus shared feelings and emotions, and then it also includes young adult fiction. So, with that, after knowing the contemporary realistic fiction, let's proceed to poetry. So, poetry is a song without notes. It is a form of imaginative writing about the world and ourselves. So, note, poems should appropriate to the readers or audience. Yes. In whatever you write, in whatever your topic is, or your topic that should be focused on the poem, you should consider your audience, the right words to be used, because it could affect them. So different contemporary poems for children includes The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll and The Average Hippopotamus by Jack Prelutsky. So that's it. That's their poem for children. And it is accurate because the words and the theme of this poem is animal. So the topic was animals, or they were the authors were asked to create a poem with the topic or for animals, or entitled animals. Yeah. So The Crocodile and The Average Hippopotamus. Next, let's proceed to spoken poetry. Let's define spoken poetry first. So, spoken poetry, it is a poetry that is written on a paper but is performed for a crowd. It emphasizes emotions, rhymes, wordplay, and others. So, as for example, I will attach the link below, and you could watch it, and I assure you that it really conveys strong emotions, strong feelings, and it depicts story or storyline, and it has lessons, of course. So that's it for today. Don't forget to remember the different points or the different topics I have discussed for you: the contemporary realistic fiction, the poetry, and the spoken word poetry. So that's it. I hope you're doing great today. Bless up. Goodbye.